cutie.
Now does it sound robotic?
No,
No.
it's still cutie.
What the fuck?
Baby,
Okay.
yeah, Drizzy.
Oh wait.
So
Right.
what happened was Drake said that there's only 3 goats left, including Kendrick, and Kendrick said, "Y'all aren't good enough to be called goats." But but Kendrick was, of course, because he's a goat. But he was like, "Who are you?" I actually think that J. Cole would be considered GOAT status in like a few years.
Well, yeah, because
I
it
do like J.
started
Cole.
from a verse that J. Cole did with Drake, where he's like, the big 3 are me, Aubrey, and K. Dot, and then Kendrick Lamar was like, "Fuck the big 3, it's just Big Me,"
And he was right.
and he was right to do that.
He was right.
Okay, I sound like
And
a
then
robot now,
J.
right?
Cole
Yes.
released
Yes.
a diss
Yes, you do.
track and then immediately
Yes.
backed out. And yes, you're also a robot now. I think my favorite
Yes.
part is J. Cole trying to start beef, immediately backing out, and proving that he was the smartest person to have ever made a decision in his fucking
He, like,
life.
He released the diss track, and the name of the diss track was "Might Take Down Later," and then everyone got mad when he took it down
And he
later.
did.
So yeah, KB, you have to know that J. Cole is like the Switzerland in this, in what's happening here. Totally neutral.
Uh-huh.
And
After he apologized.
so at first it was just Drake versus pretty much the entire rap industry because everyone hates Jake, but then it also turned out to be that there were moles inside of Drake's camp because after Drake sent out a diss track that said Family Matters, 10 minutes later Kendrick released a track that said Meet the Grahams, as if
Dear
he
Adonis.
knew through psychic energy that Drake was about to drop in 10 minutes and just released it on SoundCloud like that. And what do you do against something like that?
It was
Hey.
calculated. It was
Just
a
knowing
calculated
who,
strike.
like,
And then, yeah,
knowing
because it was
who
like,
Kendrick is in the community, like for the community too.
yeah.
It's like, why would you even go up against that? It's like you're
Mhm.
trying to fight like I don't know, like a civil rights advocate. Like,
Gaby, can you imagine
I
saying
figured-
anything and then immediately 10 minutes later somebody has a diss track about what you just said to make and just it goes back in your own throat? Like, man, this
It's
PB
like,
sandwich
just-
was dry. And then just
It's like
10 minutes later, diss track about how no, it was actually the best PBJ sandwich you ever in your life.
just barely after people finished hearing Drake's diss track was when Kendrick like fucking it was
Okay.
a very fun weekend. We can stop talking about it though because there's so much lore.
Right, no, I was using this as an opportunity to figure out why my redeems were not working, but now it is working again. People can throw things at my face once more.
Yay!
I just realized something.
We are good.
I realized something about your stream, Katie.
Yes.
So everyone has like their stream of like their avatar or persona,
Yes.
and then a picture of their character.
Yes.
But mine just looks like 2 frogs.
That is accurate, yes.
I mean, this is my frog form, but I was just like, this isn't what I usually look like.
Mm-hmm. That... I don't know. I see you in this form more often than anything else these days, so I think that this is just your true form now. You are just,
This is just canonical Zed.
Zed the Zrog.
I'm actually gonna do a mommy voice changer stream soon.
Oh.
So my voice is gonna be different because I think that's what my community needs, not wants, but I think that's what they need.
Fair enough.
They're like, your voice is fine how it is. I'm just like, but imagine.
But
Nah,
imagine
broke
if
like
Zed
dogs.
was mommy.
Exactly.
Yes,
Mommy Zed.
I understand. I understand. All
I
right.
had huge lahongaloos.
Well, if it comes with a new model, then maybe you could certainly make that decision. Right. Anyway, let's
Would be
get
part of my
to things.
scheme.
So, Zed, you missed last session, but can you recap what?
I was sick.
Yes. Can you recap what was going on with Dez last time you were here?
All right, so I snuck into the mansion of the senator
You
via
Amazon
a
delivered,
delivery
Amazon
package.
package
I Amazon
delivered
delivered
yourself.
myself.
Yes.
Yes, and then I
Yes.
convinced them because I had a note with some ancient writing on it from our lovely Chi Walker, and I used that to gain an audience with the senator,
Mhm.
in which I will now scheme and connive and do little bits of evil.
Yes. Meanwhile, would someone else like to recap why that was happening, and more importantly, what all you were doing?
We were committing a robbery.
We were getting our faces plastered on billboards everywhere.
I mean, that didn't happen
Right.
till later, but yes.
More specifically, what we were doing was
I think.
a coordinated attack that, with the senator's permission, let it be known that this was technically a consensual break-in.
Mhm.
But breaking in to get the senator's Chi Walker artifacts. However, we did not have enough time to do anything about the security footage that was still backed up by the backup generators.
Mhm.
So by the time we also had to evade the police, because it was like we went in, immediately knew where the room was to get the Chi Walker artifacts, packed them in our bags, and then we left. Then the cops showed up, and we managed to outrun the cops. And as we were trying to figure out where to go next, Echo had this great idea of, we just need to go into the fucking sea. I just go to my people. We'll be fine there. Just lie low a bit. So we went to the fantasy or the sci-fi Bass Pro Shop pyramid. Yes. And Ezra attempted to just go in with their hood up and just look around and see if there's anything they could potentially some breathing devices so that we could actually, go down there. And not only were the breathing devices really expensive and in an area of the store that you have to ask an employee to unlock for you to get because they're so expensive.
They were like 2,000 credits each.
Right, yeah. So there's that little problem. And then the other bigger problem was Ezra, looking at the TV displays or the holograms or whatever, found out that their images and likeness of the entire party, basically sans Des, are plastered all over probably the planet at this point.
Yeah.
And the Empire very much is probably aware of us and making note of us in some way, shape, or form. And then we had to contact Trilla, who was the wonderful divorcee of our own Des, who is part of this Chi Walker archival collective group. There's probably a better term for it, I don't know. And we managed to find a safe house through Trilla, or Trilla's getting us we have a safe house location to figure out what to do next, because we have gone from just light hijinks and toying with the idea of rebellion into, well, we're actively wanted criminals and enemies of the Empire. So
Yep.
Okay.
Or maybe, I guess, not enemies of the Empire, but at least the state. And,
yeah. Well, let me put it this way.
Perfect.
If it had just been a break-in, that would have been one thing. But the fact that it was a break-in and one of the breaker-innerers used a lightsaber, a force sword, that puts you at a certain like breaking and entering. Okay, that the cops are interested in doing their jobs. It was a senator's house, so that's like a little bit of an elevation there as well. But then also, Chi Walker's involved, so now the Inquisition cares. So yeah.
Okay, so I need to tell you, Paul, that I am reveling in my schemes. Because
right.
I have a scheme. I have a scheme for us, which will be, I think, a lot of fun.
All right. Well, that
Oh,
is
we'll get to that later.
that is where we were going to begin because in the timeline of
No, I meant
events.
a scheme about like the wanted criminals and being public and stuff.
Okay,
That's one of my schemes.
all right,
This is a different scheme.
we're talking about different schemes. I see. Okay.
Yes, I have many schemes.
So at the present time, the rest of the party, sans Dez, is currently safe, quotation marks around safe, in one of the safe houses provided for them by the collectors. You don't know how long this safe house will remain safe, but for now, you all are lying low. Meanwhile, going back in time, Dez, you are currently in Senator Arkman's safe room. It is his bedroom, which has been completely locked down. The doors all locked, the windows replaced with, steel shutters. Everything is locked down and protected. The police are on their way, and you have begun talking with Senator Arkman. After using a hallucinogenic-laced poison needle to send the security guard into a trip. He's going on a trip right now. And so he will not remember anything that happens in this conversation. So yes. Dez,
I'm ready.
You have some 10 minutes before the police arrive to speak with the senator.
All right, Senator. I have a question for you. You are under suspicion for rebel sympathy. I need to know if you actually sympathize with the rebels. Or you just collect bullshit.
The senator does not turn to face you. He has his back to you right now. He looks to his wife, who stood over here. She turns towards him. She nods. And he says, If I was, what would you say?
I would say that I know the location of a facility within the governance of the city, which has exorbitant amount of spice. And we could paint it as also having rebel affiliations. I will give you this information to allow you to have a imperial sympathetic reputation. Instead of being seen as a rebel sympathizer, you will be seen as a rebel executor. You can move up the ranks of the imperial system and have no more suspicion on you. During this time, I will sympathize with the rebels, and you will help me in exchange for information. If you're ever under suspicion again, we will do the same thing. I will give you information about facilities with exorbitant amounts of spice and rebel activities. This will be our deal. As you work your way out of suspicion and into the trust of Imperial officers, we will exchange information to support the rebels.
He turns towards you to face you now. An interesting proposal. Were I sympathetic to the rebel cause, it would certainly be a tempting offer.
Even if you're not, consider this. Through my information, the Empire's trust will grow with you, and so, too, will your rank. It's a win-win for you. Because let me tell you, dear Senator, I've seen your story. I like your reputation. Let's say if the Empire was no longer in the position, I could see you as being backed by the Enora for a new line of royalty for this planet. We of the Enora have many candidates, however. Having me on your side places you at a more foremost position for what is to come later, or could come. All the royals are dead. There's no succession. But someone like you, with a reputation which we could clear later as being a hero to the rebels, you, the insider, the one who supported us, the one who will support the future of this planet and do what must be done. That is what I see, and that's what I can see for you. Of course, that's one way. If you rank up in the Imperial ranks, you could also elevate your position and status as well. So, either way, it's a win for you. And either way, it is always a win for the Enora.
Deeves, were you trying to say something there?
Yeah, real quick. I can't see anything in the safe room.
Oh. Of course, you guys can't see anything in the safe room because no player character says eyes there. Okay, you know what? You guys have already been around the mansion. I can just disable vision, token vision. There's no more combat that's going to be on this map. At least not in the immediate future. Alright. Can you all see now?
Aha. Yes.
Okay. I didn't think there was anything I needed to keep hidden at this point.
Scheming makes my heart race.
Mm-hmm. The senator turns to you, says, I thought the rebels were only interested in reforming the old government, a new president, rebuild the republic. You speak of monarchs.
Sure.
And kings. Whose side are you on?
I am on the side of the faithful, always. For the people, a president might be seen as good, but a president got them into this situation.
Lost
Whereas
war
if
got
return
us
to the
into this
old ways,
situation.
under a president, I'm just saying a monarch might be something new. But if we want to do the presidency of the republic, I'd say you could be the only candidate running.
That's a long way off. So long as there's an empire, we'll have only an imperial governor, appointed by the emperor. Or more
How does that sound?
directly, the captain.
Imperial governor argument.
What sort of information are you wanting from me? And how are you planning on using it?
Information. I would, to start, I would like information on routes and routines of certain officers and police around the city. You see, I also, let's just say I move some products, and if I could optimize my routes away from prying eyes, I could disseminate my faith quicker. And also move rebels.
I understand your people's faith revolves around the consumption of spice. Is that correct?
Sometimes. In a way, the faith does.
These people
But
you were suggesting selling out,
ultimately,
then. Who are they?
They are mostly under the watch and keep of someone I don't view as trustworthy. I'm not sure if these people have a say in them doing what they're doing and being where they are. This could also be a rescue mission as well for enslaved people. I will give you the name of the owner of the facility and the location, and also probably put some stolen Imperial goods on the facility. This could make you look very good, Senator.
I'll need evidence. I can't just simply accuse a random citizen, but if you can provide some security footage or something like that, evidence that shows that they have a significant quantity of spice or stolen Imperial goods, whichever, it would certainly throw suspicion off of me if we can tie them to rebel activity.
I can provide you a automotive asset with traces of spice on it and the route data of said vehicle. As far as the stolen goods, I'll have to get those there beforehand, but I know a froggy fellow who might be able to help.
I don't trust you, little frog. But this does seem to be a mutually beneficial arrangement.
As a bit of trust, I can give you some spice for free.
The cops will be here soon. I'm still under suspicion.
True, yeah.
Best,
maybe
best,
in the future.
Best that I keep a squeaky clean appearance.
Yes. As a show, how about instead of trust, as a show of good faith, I will provide you the coordinates of the facility in which there's around probably a kilogram of spice. A few grains is enough to induce some experiences for an average person. Imagine a kilogram. That's just an exorbitant amount. Not even my faith would get me through a checkpoint with that much.
Then I will agree to your deal. You provide me the information on these, this spice den, and I will sell it as rebel activity and throw off the suspicion. If you can place some stolen equipment on them, all the better. Exchange,
yes. Their
I
next
will continue.
Should be coming up soon.
In exchange, I will provide you with information relating to, well, whatever I can come across that might be useful to those in the need to know.
Very good. I will organize with Trilla and let her know what's going on, so we can get those things there. Now, you said the police are on the way, right? I was thinking that, see, this box thing really worked out, so when I need to meet with you again, I think I'll just, send myself in a box for you.
I suppose it worked the first time.
Yes, very good. Pleasure doing business with you, Senator. Or should I say, future Imperial Governor / Monarch / President, Senator Arkman?
As he looks to think about a response to that, his communicator buzzes. He looks down. He answers it. The police have arrived. They his security and the police have secured the outside area, and the house. The situation seems safe. He is informed of the destruction of his robot dogs and the extent of the damage to the house. He nods to Dez and indicates that he needs to go and, be the senator and talk to the cops.
Very well. I shall see you soon, dear Senator. I'm going to get back in the box.
Yes. You get back in the box, and eventually...
Tez, real quick. Wipe the security recordings before you leave. Somehow, some way. Change history.
Unless Des can go back in time, it's not possible.
And also, that would not play into my schemes.
Saving us does not fit into your schemes.
I'm gonna make you heroes. I'm the only
I'm
one.
making
Heroes, martyrs,
Martyrs.
whichever.
Don't join my server and look at today's messages.
All right.
Okay.
The few hours pass. There's a lot of questioning of the senator and Mrs. Arkman about what happened. The police sort of lock down the area. The security footage gets watched and copied and sent along to the appropriate people. The security footage showing Ezra slicing through hounds with a force sword attracts a lot of attention, which gets funneled up the Imperial hierarchy. But eventually the house goes back to more or less normal. Additional security police are brought on as additional security until everything can be repaired. But the next day, Dez needs to make his exit. The senator asked if you want to be shipped somewhere and shipped out the way you were shipped in.
Yeah, send me to the Imperial checkpoint at which my latest devotee is located. We have a name for her somewhere.
Yes.
What? I think you ruined her life. I don't think she works for you.
I awakened her to the path. Thank you very much.
Right, that was the beginning of her downward spiral. Probably in a box right now. In an alleyway.
She's still working her job. It just also works for me now.
All right, let's catch up on her life.
I just don't want the senator to be associated with the addresses of us, so I went to someone else, and then I'll hop home. I'm gonna use my little computer to send Ezra a message, and I'm gonna say eggs are marinating.
Ezra's going to send you back a question mark emoji and then a thumbs up emoji.
Ezra says, "Oh, you got back together with your ex-wife. How nice."
Nasby, hello. There's a Croco in the stream, in the chat. I'm gonna send a picture of a ramen bowl back to Ezra.
I found the name of that NPC.
Nice.
Second Lieutenant Bridget Skycaller.
Nice.
I knew we'd named her at some point, but I couldn't remember. It was in my notes.
Yeah, I was watching like British shows, and I was like, Bridget Skycaller.
Yes. All right. So yes, you have yourself mailed to the security checkpoint where Second Lieutenant Bridget Skycaller is working. And she will pick you up and take your package in for special screening, where she can let you out.
Nice.
I don't think we necessarily need to go to that map. You will be then delivered from there. You'll be able to contact the rest of the party, and I assume regroup at their safe house.
Yeah, I'm gonna send an email to Ezra, and say, can you pick me up? There's not enough drugs at the party.
There's not enough drugs at the party. I'm not scared. Pick me up.
I'm not scared. Pick me up.
Ezra's
party
gonna
is too
send
tame.
back. Ezra's going to send back. I don't know if there's gonna be any more drugs here.
There will be soon.
All right. Well. Ezra can send the coordinates to the safe house, and then you could just mail yourself here, right?
Yep.
We'll just keep shipping the
arrive
frog
within-
around.
I'll arrive within 2 business days.
Yeah, Ezra will send you their location, and then also for I don't know if this would actually happen because like activity on their account might be something, but like they would in an ideal world where they could use their finances, they would just like do the equivalent of like Venmoing you like $10 for shipping.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you can probably have Lieutenant Skycaller just like drop your package off at the door of the safe house.
I'm gonna give her a little bit of spice and a revelation about the universe.
She absorbs your wisdom.
Okay, I will say to them, the time of eternity is longer than if you were to use a tissue paper to wipe a single time on a mountain until the mountain is gone. And even then, that is not even a true eon. In the face of eternity, the Voiced One is ever present and is there in the mountain, in the tissue, in the action.
She absorbs this wisdom.
This is all
as she will. I promise to contemplate in infinity, as I enjoy the space.
Nice. Think about like there's more about the presence of the Voiced One in action there. That's important.
Yes.
It gives it like a causality kind of thing, you know.
I understand, Speaker of the Voiced One.
Yay!
All right, Dez gets dropped off on the front porch. You bring them in. All right. So, you are now all gathered in the safe room. I will assume that everyone breaks it to Dez that you are fucked. Would you like to tell Dez how fucked you are?
Dez, we're so fucked. We are so fucked.
Dez,
What happened?
Dez, you might be the only one that's able to go outside for like a long time.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
Which is a problem because he needs someone to carry him.
Yeah. Listen, Dez, I need to go through full cosmetic facial reconstruction surgery before I can take you out on our long walks in the coffee cup.
We need to hide on the ocean floor, Des. It's the only way.
All
need
right. Level
Listen,
with
you
me.
know the senator's mission that we had where you were just dropped off in a box having the time of your life?
Yep, it was a great time.
I mean, maybe in the moment it was a great time for us, but
I had fun.
the current state of things is that our fucking pictures are everywhere as wanted criminals.
Everyone in
Wanted
City knows that it was us that broke in.
Des is gonna do a little smile, and I was like, "This is perfect.
What?
This is absolutely amazing." Because you know
How?
what's really cool? You know what's awesome?
Hmm?
4 swords. Or
The
cheat
GBA game?
swords. What's the? I'll rephrase those. You know what's really cool? Ezra's weapon. You know what's awesome? A gunslinging robot. You know what's amazing and mind-boggling? A fish out of water who is also the water around them.
Okay, like
And you know
Des,
what's
I
beautiful? You know
we
what's
would all
beautiful?
What's
Navi.
beautiful?
4 versions of Link's Awakening at the same time using.
Now think about this. Think about this. You know what people like? People like a good story. They like someone to root for. They love an underdog. You know what I see here in this team? I see an underdog. You know what? You know what I have on my computer? Social media.
Des.
Let's make a video.
Des.
No.
Des.
Let's make a video and make you all the face of the resistance.
No! We already
Des.
are!
No. Hear me out.
Des,
I
Des,
know
Des,
all.
I will get the coffee cup out.
I know all of the Imperial routes. I can move you around the city. We can do shows even. We can do like private little like criminal venues to get raided and then we escape and do a heist.
Okay,
We will win the hearts
Des.
of the people. We will win the hearts of the people and grow the resistance in the hearts of the people. And then their hopes will be dashed and they will turn to drug use. And that's where I will.
Ezra or like Des mentions like, and they will turn to drug use, and then Ezra puts the cup over Des, and the rest of his speech is just a little bit muffled with frog noises.
Don't you see, Ezra? You're
No, wait. But think about my plan. If you can't hide anymore, so do the opposite. We will.
Yeah, okay.
You know how
okay.
criminals
No,
used to rob banks, and they're like, I'm Jimmy Twins, and I'm robbing this bank. That's what we got to do. We got to rob this Imperial bank.
Let's
make a
shake
video.
the cup around. I'm going to shake
Let's
the cup
make a
around.
video. Come on, let's make a space
Des,
Insta
Let's disrupt
post.
the Hunger Games. Come on.
Let me ask
Let's
you.
do a song.
Let
I'm
me
not a
ask
big
you a
fan of
question
the
before
government.
you talk about trying to turn us into influencers here. Okay,
Yeah.
great. We put more eyes on us.
Yes.
And then
Put more
what
eyes
if it,
on the cause.
Des, what if it doesn't go right, okay? We are one accident away from all of these plans. Putting more eyes on us is just going to make it more likely that we end up in a situation that we cannot get out of.
No, there's something you don't understand. There's something you don't know yet. I've got people on the inside. I got people that can move us through checkpoints. I know routes that we can avoid, times, shipments. We got big plans. I got big plans for y'all. Y'all are gonna be stars. You want to be a star, kid?
This was awfully convenient for you to leave out the last time we had to go through a checkpoint and we did it the old-fashioned way. Did you have people that could have smuggled us through the entire time, or are you just bullshitting me right now?
I gained a person through that experience.
Who?
The officer that I got naked and then like slimed.
Des, do you think
she's now my devoted devotee.
Des, level with me here. Do you think just because you get someone to sign up to your email list that they are gonna do your bidding at every beck and call?
I would like to counter proposal and say, how do you think I got here?
By being carried around by somebody.
Yes, and that somebody was Second Lieutenant Bridget Skycall. And now, the next person who will be looking out for us... Yes, very loyal. Few who can not be loyal after seeing the magnificence of the Voice One. Now, we also have another person looking out for us now, and that is a certain senator. And not forget, we have the
we
criminal
already knew the
lord.
senator was lightly sympathetic, but what do you mean he's going to be
Yeah,
looking out for us?
we knew that he was accused of rebel sympathies. In my talks with him, I was able to confirm this and organize a mutual information trade in exchange for him gaining status and losing suspicion, and us gaining information, which we desperately need. Y'all
I don't.
thought I was just a little frog obsessed with rice, but no, I am actually a drug fiend overlord genius frog obsessed with drugs.
Echo
We
is
knew the
tapping
drug.
his fingers pensively, and Echo says, "Before you get too involved in your plan to create a drug-running empire, this one regrets to inform you that this one had to relinquish their car. We don't even have a vehicle right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Do we know where the vehicle is?
It's being chopped up because it's too identifiable. It's in a chop shop right now.
All right. All we need to do is really have the navigational data. Can you acquire that for me, Echo?
Navigational data to where?
The car. I need to know its routes. I want it to two things I need to correlate it to. I need to correlate it to the police station that we robbed and the drug farm, which we dropped off that kilogram of spice to. I'm going to talk to Trilla and organize so that some of the stuff that we stole can be planted on the farm.
Actually,
So
yeah, you
swoops,
should
rebels,
talk to
drugs.
You should talk to Trilla about all of this. I'm sure she'll have great input about your plans on where we go from here.
Yeah.
I think we make you all the face of the resistance, and I remain in the shadows.
Talk to your ex-wife.
Let's wait for Trilla before we talk about becoming the face of anything.
I think that Navi can provide the lighting for the video with their amazingly adorable glowy face, and then we start with you in a chair, and the lights are off first. The lights are off, and then boom, chi sword. You're floating stuff with your mind, and you're like, I'm Ezra, and I am for the people. And then we'll disseminate the video, and then we need to give you a cool like logo. Like we need a graffiti tag for us. Y'all ever seen Cyberpunk?
I'm Ezra. I'm about to behead 10 Imperial guards, and welcome to Jackass.
We only move. We will move you. We will move you around the city. We shall not stay in one place for long. I do not think you need to worry much about the Imperials. And if we do, we got gun robot. You have a laser sword thingy.
Yeah, and with videos and shooting footage, they're immediately going to find something in the metadata to track us here. I mean,
I'm pretty sure our lovely Echo can scrub that, or at least supplant the metadata with other metadata.
Okay, just
we
because
can bounce it around.
Okay, Des, just because we could do this doesn't mean we should.
I agree.
Else, to you, there's no way of saving you now. This shall offer the people salvation.
I'm sure that there are other ways to find the people's salvation that isn't putting a more
Where are
gigantic
your
target on our
rebel
backs.
sympathies? Where's that fire for your master?
Don't
look, man.
Bring anything
We just got away from the cops. We're on the run. I'm not thinking about rebel sympathies right now. I'm thinking about staying the fuck alive.
How long do you want to run, Navi? You've been running a long time. Let's take a stand.
Actually, we've only been running for like a day.
No. Navi, it's been running from something. I can tell.
She's had running from something. She's had the shop set up for like who knows how long. It's been. I mean,
she's got the little red dot that indicates she has some unread messages.
Oh.
Navi, you have received you have received a couple of text messages from GUI while you've been talking.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. I'm going to check the text messages.
The first one
And
is...
then our dearest Echo. Sorry, I thought that was the off-scene thing. Go ahead.
The first one message from Gooey is, Gooey wants to know where you are and if you're okay. And the second one comes like 3 minutes later. He's like, can I help? Where are you? Have you been caught?
I will quickly text back that we are alive, and
Do you give him your, do you tell him where you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him the location, but I want to be like vague and cagey about it because I don't want any Imperial officers that might have this phone tapped or whatever intercepting it.
So you're not gonna tell. So you're gonna tell him that you're at a safe house, but you're not gonna tell him like how to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. He will say, I've already left the auto shop. When I saw you on the news, I knew I couldn't stay there. There are cops all over the place now. I grabbed what we could. I have the stolen uniform and everything in my vehicle, but I just took one of the spare vehicles from the shop. One of your customers, I guess. Sorry about that. But I got the well, it ain't been reported missing yet, so it'll work for now. But yeah, I got a car. I got my weapons. I got as much stuff as I could carry, and I got the stolen uniforms and weapons from the police raid. Where should I take this shit?
Okay, I'm gonna look to the group and I'm just gonna be like, okay, Gooey's got the stuff, like everything that was in my workshop. He's got a car also. Should I tell him to meet up with us here?
No. Send them to the farm.
What? Why?
So that they can drop off those uniforms and guns. Tell them to leave the car there, and we will come pick them up.
How are we gonna pick them up?
Trilla's gonna get them. As soon as the car is there and we have Gooey back in the safety, we're gonna leak that information to the senator, and the senator will see it. That is a stolen car from a scene of a criminal that we have seen. This is the perfect setup for the senator to get this information to put 2 and 2 together. Please. Please.
Oh okay, this helps us.
Please.
This helps us how?
Should I get the lid?
Yeah.
Wait. I need Trilla. We need Trilla.
Yeah, we'll get
I don't know
Trilla.
why you guys won't listen to me.
The one thing we can agree on is that we'll get Trilla, okay? And then we can talk about the rest of this. Listen, Des, it'll be an open-ended conversation. How about that? We're not leaving it on a yes or a no. It's just going to be open-ended. You've presented some information to us, and we can think about it for a day. Okay?
Yeah.
I would like to also point out that if you do not trust the senator, think about this one thing. If they take the first bite and go to the farm, and they restore their reputation, and in exchange they give me the data just once, if it's ever revealed, it would be incredibly incriminating, or under the right stipulations, incredibly uplifting.
The scale from incriminating to uplifting is not the most comforting thing you could describe that as.
Consider this. The Resistance wins. The Empire is no longer on the planet. And who do we reveal as the most helpful person? The Senator. And here's all of our exchange of information. They're the one that did it. Now, if they betray us, guess what the Imperials have? Oh, all of this incriminating information exchange between me and the senator.
And you're gonna be fine, but the senator won't?
I'll be fine. My email is not my name.
Echo says nervously, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but if you're looking to have the senator frame somebody to get us out of this jam, I do still have this copied hard drive from our old employer that has some incriminating stuff on it that you could possibly use.
Are we gonna sell it, Lauren?
Lauren is a slightly larger fish in this. They can still be useful.
Mm.
Trust me, this will be beneficial for Lauren. I'll share the information about the transit so that his products and actions can move more smoothly. He benefits with us, as long as he's still useful. If he betrays us, well, we have his hard drive.
Okay.
I really don't know about this.
I think you should
What?
call your ex-wife to calm you down.
Let's go, Nasby sub.
Oh, wow. Thank you for the
I think-
Twitch Prime. Welcome. Thank you for the sub.
I think you should call Trilla to
Yes, let's talk to Trilla.
see more reason.
All right.
I don't see how y'all even see any other options.
All right. You call Trilla. Trilla's on the phone with you now.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, Dez. You're the only handsome face that wasn't on the news. I assume you're aware of everything else that's happened?
Yes, like my 1 second. Like my thoughts, I remain in the shadows and am an enigma to the public,
Uh-huh.
and often to the ones around me.
Yes. You certainly do have a way about you, Dez. Now, I'm on my way over to the safe house, because I want to speak with all of you. We have to figure out what we're doing with all of you now.
I have a plan.
Trilla hears Navi in the background being nervous.
Well, I'm all ears, metaphorically, as the frogs, we don't have ears, but you know what I mean.
We have little holes.
Yes, but not the external port. Anyway, I am all ears for the plan because at this point, well, we seem to be out of good options, so perhaps bold options are what we require.
Yes. Yes. When will you be here? Should be better to talk in person.
A few minutes. Bootler, how far are we? Okay, we'll be there in about 5.
Okay.
Good.
I love you.
She hangs up.
I'll get her one of these days.
Wow.
I love that we have a canon answer for who was the most divorced in the Void Empire party.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're
That
welcome.
hurt. I feel sorry for you, Des.
I'm gonna
I
look at
don't.
Ezra.
He's trying to turn us into fucking Antifa influencers.
Oh, it's gonna
You
be
know,
so
true.
beautiful. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna look at Ezra and I'm just gonna kind of like gleam in my eyes, and I'm gonna be like, "I'm so proud of you, and what you're gonna become." And then you'll die tragically, a martyr for the masses.
What is this part of your plan?
No, but if it happens, it's what you'll be. Your
It's
face.
very
Think about the
important.
statues. Think about the
You know,
statues
Des-
you'll have. You'll go down in the history books.
You know, Des, I don't know if the most comforting thing to some people who are currently wanted by the Empire is to tell them, yeah, and when you'll die, you'll be remembered for, like, ever.
Yeah, that's not really what my goal is at the moment.
Your spark will fan the flames of 1,000 embers. Millions of empires will fall because of
I'm gonna put
Millions.
the
the
little caveat.
winds. Well, it means in the infinite amount of time, it's probably going to be more empires and whatnot. But the fans and flames that we stoke with this rebellion could be the footwork for generations of rebellions, and then generations of anguish, and generations of drug addiction and spice use. And then one
Well,
day the boy said,
This
"What?"
is like, Ezra, I need you to listen very carefully. When Trilla comes over, Trilla's gonna want joint custody of you, but she can only have weekends, okay? I want
Yeah,
you during the weekdays.
You need to live with me. Yeah, live with me. She's great at planning. She's probably not the best at hanging out. I'm really
You need to
good
corroborate our
at
story. She's not a
hanging out.
fit parent, okay?
And she drank around me. She's been drinking around me.
Yes, I'm 37.
The door opens. Trilla's robot butler, Bo, enters into the room and sets Trilla the tray that Trilla is riding on down on the table. And Trilla turns to face each of you and says, "We have to figure out what we're doing with all of you. You have a few options. None of them are great.
I have a plan.
No, don't listen to Des.
Trilla?
No, actually, Des,
Trilla.
why don't you disseminate your plan in front of Trilla and see what she has to say about it?
Yes.
I know that there's a coffee cup somewhere in the room. But regardless, I need to tell you what I've been up to.
Trilla will speak and say, I want to hear Des out. He is eccentric,
All right.
but sometimes he has good ideas.
All right, so let me take you back. I shipped myself to the senator, and I used a little saying written by Ezra to gain an audience with him. He thought that I was probably you. However, during this conversation, I established a mutual beneficial information exchange relationship with the senator, where we can remove suspicion from him by allowing them to discover a supposed rebel activity hideouts and spice dens around the city, so that in exchange for this information to make the senator look better and rise through the ranks and whatnot, they will provide us secretly with information on troop movements, shipments, police activities, so that we can remain in the shadows and do what we must do what I must do. Now, that is something that I have also established. They are not my only person on the inside. A while ago, under some conditions, a second lieutenant underwent a spice experience and is converted to the faith under me. Amazing, right? I got a follower. My first one. I'm not sure if Lauren really has his heart in it yet. And then Ezra, or as I call them, Apollo Day, is also one of my converts. Pretty cool, huh? So regardless, I digress. My plan is to not hide, but to capitalize on the publicity of the team right now. Everyone's looking for him. Everyone wants information on them. Let's tell the people who they are, what they're doing, what their story is, what their goals are. Let's gain sympathy. Let's expedite information out to the public via social media. Everyone's looking for them. If we show them videos telling who we are, what we're doing, what you can do to help, now that's fanning a flame of rebel sympathy. People will know in their hearts that it's right. And yes, they will be scared. We don't expect the people to do anything. However, think about it. We can make them the face of the rebellion on this planet. No longer a faceless being that works in the shadows. Someone in the limelight that's there, that's real, that they can know.
Trilla nods as you speak, and then she will say, "You've done good, Des. You've done
I
good."
love my scheming.
She'll look to the rest of you and say, "Well, ultimately this is up to you all, but I think Des has a good point here. Let me
Oh
elaborate."
wait, Trilla, we need to grab someone from a farm where I'm planting the supplies we stole in exchange to get the senators out of suspicion. We need to go pick up someone. Maybe we can send a driver.
Who are
But
they?
we need to leave the stolen car there. They are a good baby, I think.
Fine.
Goomy?
She stops. Do you mean Gooey?
You know the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Where are they?
They're currently, well, actually, they just left my auto repair shop.
We need to send them to the spice farm because they have all the equipment in their car, which we can plant as to give this a real rebel resistance credibility. We take out two birds, one stone. It's a spice den, not a very good one, and a lot of
Okay.
people are being forced there. No one should be forced to take spice. That's not part of the faith.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
They need to turn to it
We're
out
getting
of anguish
Yeah.
and ruin.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Des.
One thing at a time, please.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. I see this is what you have planned here is part of your of the next stage of your plan, but everyone isn't on board with this goal yet. Trilla turns to the rest of the party and says, "Your situation here is difficult. To be straightforward, it is no longer an option for you to go back to your old lives. You all understand that, yes? So,
Unfortunately, yes.
you have a choice to make. We can try and get you off-world. It won't be easy, but try and get you off-world. You can go somewhere else, start a new life. Navi, you can probably go back to the Neogens, get a new face, new identity, go back to work with your people. Echo, we can you can probably just go back to the sea. Ezra, you'll need a new identity, but if we can get you off-world, we can do that. That's one option. The other option is... I know someone named Gooey. He's... wants things to be more. He wants there to be a flame of rebellion. But he's not...
Oh, Gooey? Yeah, we know Gooey.
We have a mutual connection, then. Gooey is, he is idealistic, but he's not enough on his own. He lacks the charisma and skill to really be the face of anything. He's a good man, but he can't be the spark that we need. I think Des may be right. Ezra, you might be that spark.
Think about all the good you can do for Chi Walkers. Think how cool you look with a lightsaber thingy. It's a Chi sword.
Force sword, yes.
Force sword. Think about how cool. Think about all the kids be like, wow. I want to be like Ezra, and then it'll be like Ezra does drugs, and I'm like, wow, I want to do drugs like Ezra.
Wait a second. Do I have to be on drugs as part of your plan?
No, but maybe like a picture of you with some spice.
I I don't know if I can.
Des, this isn't about your hokey religion. This is about freedom, democracy.
Yes. And
the freedom to take spice.
yes,
Sure.
yes, exactly, Ezra, exactly.
No way, I didn't. I was. You think I'm a bit too honest here?
I'm Ezra the Cheese Walker, and this is my favorite spice from the Citadel.
It's the
like
finest grade
it's like
spice.
It's like the opposite of that old fucking actor that played Mario in the cartoon being like, and if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Yeah.
Ezra's like, no, listen, if you do drugs, you'll go to heaven right now.
Yeah.
But think about this, Ezra. We could teach them responsible spice use. Because we're not going to ever get rid of spice. We can't. It's everywhere. It's amazing.
Des?
But we can teach responsible spice use.
We were so close, guys.
Des.
Close to closing it.
Trilla sort of just like puts a froggy hand on Dez's froggy face, and so that she could speak, and then says, Dez's cultish beliefs aside, I do think that, look, if Gooey's rebellion is to ever find a foothold, it needs a face, something to rally behind. People aren't happy. Nobody likes the Empire. Anyone who can remember 10 years ago knows that quality of life has dropped like a stone since the Empire took over. People work longer hours for, in real terms, less pay. Everyone's worse off since the Empire came. People are pissed off, people are angry, people want change, but people are afraid. Imperial stormtroopers march through the
people.
Stormtroopers march through the streets. The police are more militarized now than they've ever been. We have checkpoints checking everyone who comes in or out of the city. People are angry, but they're also afraid. They need... If there is to be rebellion, there needs to be a force to rally behind. Maybe that can be the four of you.
I'd love to be a hero of the resistance and like take down the thing and everything, but like, do we really have a chance?
If I may speak. Many people live their lives making choices. And whether or not we can actually pull this off or do this, you have two outcomes. One, we do it. We get the Empire off this world, and we cascade this into other worlds. Two, you die. But how many people get to choose their death? That's what you're doing right now. You're choosing your better life or your own death. I won't sugarcoat it.
What the hell? I'm already
Or you
wanted
can
by the
leave.
cops.
I think
Might as well.
I mean,
You can leave and go back to a new life. Sure, you could. It's a maybe. It's going to be hard to get you off world. But then, what kind of life will you live knowing what you could have done here? Knowing how cool you would have looked on social media with a force sword.
Listen, okay, stop with the social media thing for 2 seconds. Listen, I mean, there's not even like, you have a higher, everyone dies either way, and there's not even a great I don't even think there's a great chance, quite frankly, that a death trying to fight for some cause that might not even occur, or ditching it all behind and starting somewhere completely new, are both in a cosmic sense very similar outcomes. I think, at least for myself, though, you know what, Des? Despite all of the craziness that you were talking about, I think you're right in the sense that I'm done hiding. And I'm done letting the people, the system that took my master away from me, get away with it. And regardless of if my death is on some other planet under another alias I've had to construct, or it's here trying to make a difference but ultimately not changing anything, at least this way there's always a chance. However infinitesimally small and close to zero there is, it's never fully zero. So we'll need to negotiate. It says very pointedly, leaning in a bit, we'll need to negotiate the actual terms of what we're going to be doing and how much we're going to be posting and why and for what reason. But I'll admit, you've at least convinced me. And for the rest of you, I understand you've not known me as a Chi Walker. Probably I guess I don't know what all of your histories are, but I'm not asking you in any way to stand up for the cause or the beliefs of the Chi Walkers. If any of you would prefer that this be the end, I'll try to send a postcard if things all go well.
Echo gives a long, exasperated sigh and says, "Now, Des, you know, I can only be truthful. So I'm gonna be truthful with you. I still have family on this planet. I still have a caring mom and dad in Pacifica Bay that I can't in good conscience wrap into this. I didn't have any intentions of becoming a rebellion leader. I just was curious about the surface and wanted to take a break from my undersea studies for a couple months. And a series of very unfortunate circumstances brought me here. My identity is still concealed because once I repaint the suit, that's it.
Now,
I can't.
If I may speak, dearest Echo, now I understand that you have family, and you may not want to bring them into this. And yes, that is the thing to consider. When you become the face of something, so does your family. I will say that it may be hard for them to know that those are your family members.
Oh, they're very anti-empire. They destroyed our home planet.
No, I mean because y'all will all look like dolphins in the water. But that maybe dolphins have like different things, but
it is a racial trait that all of us to a dolphin are pitiable and adorable, and that's actual mechanics in our shoots.
Exactly.
True.
Y'all are amazing. Now I will say, other people have families, and what do family want for each other? What do we want for families of our families later down the lines when they have families?
Do not have their children bring the government into their homes and kill them.
We want a better life for the future. There will always be bloodshed, and I cannot guarantee the safety of your family. However, I can guarantee that we can get them word ahead of time. And we can wait a little bit so that they have time to also be safe.
Could it be possible that I just support Ezra from the shadows? Do I?
Actually,
I support
yes,
the rebellion cause, but I don't think I can be the front man of it.
You can be our tech person. You can be our eyes on the web. You can watch our social media metrics. You can do our hacking. You can change our metadata.
Like I said, we do need someone to make sure that they're not going to be able to just immediately dox us because of, unless that's the intention, of course, but...
Exactly. I think that because of Echo's circumstance, yes, changing the suit around would disguise your identity, and we can keep you in the net version of things. I will be laying the groundwork, but you will actually be the one pulling this off. Encryption and changing our stuff. I can see that work. I can see that work very
a lot more sense.
And also, H4RO, we can just change how they look, but I don't know if they would give up their whole Western shtick. And I think they'd be a great face for the rebellion too. Like Navi would too, because Navi brings our adorableness.
Hey, Haro and
Navi
Ez.
would bring our adorableness to it.
We got a nice dynamic duo here. You know, you can get some cool action shots.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look to Trilla and I'm just gonna be like, okay, just give it to me straight. How much of a chance do we have here?
Trilla says, look, I'm not an expert in propaganda or public relations or anything like that, but I suppose it depends on what you mean.
How likely are we to die? That's my main concern.
We're all gambling with our lives. But look, if you try and go back to your life as it was, 100%, well, either death or prison. If you try and get off world, pretty bad odds. You might. You only gotta roll the dice once. If you join up with this, you're gonna be rolling the dice every day for the rest of your life. I won't sugarcoat it. Your individual odds of making it through, not great. Like, not now, but if things go well, if we're able to drum up a real grassroots resistance, I think the war can be won. I'll say that. This war can be won.
So do you think you guys are gonna need a mechanic?
I think that Navi... So, here's my idea. Ezra and H4RO, main, quote-unquote, poster boys. However, all of our merch and tags and symbols be Navi-based because they're adorable, and I think that they will sell well.
Okay, Dez.
But also, they are also in the limelight. Also in the limelight as the mechanic. What if we make Navi the cameraman? But also they give us the behind the scenes, this is how we're preparing for the videos, and then we release those videos later. They're the real personable ones. Ezra,
we're trying to start a rebellion,
icons.
not a media empire.
They're the same thing.
But I take full offense to that statement, but okay, yeah, sure. This is gonna be
Hey,
the
Rebel
new
Heads, Luke
land.
Skywalker here. Here's your Prime energy drink.
Yeah,
we
we're
will
gonna
get
be
sponsors.
we're gonna be sponsored by Prime, and remember to join the Navi blockchain right now to get your very own NFTs.
Why did
Exactly,
you leave Navi
that's
Crypto?
what I'm
so mad at
saying.
you.
Here's the thing: resistances and rebellions are only as good as their dissemination of information and cause. That's why we
Yeah,
also
so
need
we're
to
gonna
build a
so
media
clearly we need
empire
to
here.
commodify it and make it a product that we can sell, and people will consume product, and it will lose all fucking meaning.
No. Hear me out here.
You are both
We
correct.
are
Just
not
we've been
selling.
hearing you out
We
for
aren't
this
selling a
entire
product
time.
here.
It might be time to go into the coffee cup and put extra rice in there.
Tempting.
We're not overthrowing capitalism, Ezra. Don't make it weird.
We're not selling
Yeah, no, we're
a
bootlicking
product
it.
here. We're not selling a product. We're
You
selling
just
a better
talked about
future,
merch.
a better life with cool merch with Navi's face on it.
Ezra's going to pick Des up and put you into the
I
rice
struggle.
cup.
I struggle so much. I struggle. I struggle for my life.
You're a bit slippery. You're a bit weaselly, but
I'm struggling.
Ezra gets you into the cup, and it's just like, okay, you get a timeout in the rice pit for 5 minutes, and then if you can come back and not talk about branding and merch, then you can come back out.
All right, but all the rice is under me. You need to flip me over.
Okay. Ezra will put a lid on the cup and then flip it over.
Nice.
Gorilla will then speak up as Dez has been cupped to say, Dez went a little too far with the merchandise angle, but he is partially correct. It is... If this rebellion is to succeed, it needs, for lack of a better word, marketing. We need people managing that. We need to control the narrative. I mean, we won't be able to control the narrative. The media is powerful. We're going to be going up against Ken Kenter and Veronica Verse on, the nightly news. But we need to have a narrative out there. And that means... That means we gotta be... we gotta use the social media. We have to have our narrative out there. We have to get our face out there, our symbols out there. And we're gonna need money. I'm not suggesting merch. No, we can't exactly guarantee supply lines or anything like that, but we are going to need people who like us, people who support us. We're going to need donators. We're going to need people donating. We're going to need money. We're going to need influence.
Okay.
We're going to need volunteers. We're going to need people who want to join us. And if in order for them to want to join us, they need to know who we are and what we're standing for.
You see, you put it in a very reasonable way.
All right. So, it sounds like we're on board with this. So we're having Gooey take a car somewhere to a farm.
I bust out of the cup.
I guess so.
The rice. There's
Rice
do we
goes
have a
everywhere.
vacuum in the safe house?
There's rice everywhere.
Ezra gets down on all fours and starts picking up individual pieces of rice and putting it back in the cup.
I eat them as they come in the cup.
I hope a new
Does it
viewer
take-
comes in right now, just right this second.
And then I can help us with the money front. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
Your
your
senator
accounts
friend?
probably aren't frozen.
Oh, yeah, my accounts aren't frozen, but also Spice.
Your
We have Lauren too.
Trilla says, yes, I've been trying not to know too much about your spice dealings. You have contacts in that area, though?
I am the spice ceilings. I'm the one who spices.
Okay, Heisenberg.
This is about me. Remember that one that meme
No,
was like,
dude.
"Oh, this is about me." That was from the Breaking Bad show when he realized that the things were about like targeting towards him and not random. But yes, I can get us spice things. You know who uses the spice a lot? People who can really afford it, and that is the 1% in the upper class who would love to fuel some arms deals and some business. Because what's big money? War is big money, people, and drugs.
Okay, out of character, does Des actually have the wealthy advantage, or do we have to actually get the money with the drugs in Gittin?
Yeah.
Does he have money?
Des does not have money.
I have like 30. I got some money.
So we're gonna have
pulling up your character
actually
sheet.
be drug dealers.
You do not have the wealth advantage, and you have like 5,000 credits on you.
Yeah, I got some money.
Yeah, you got like $5,000. That's not exactly gonna fund a rebellion.
It's not exactly Scarface at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I know, but hear me out. We can also. It's not always going to be credits or things that we're trading with spice. Now we can get more spice from Outworld. I assume we can buy some, and also use it as a trading mechanism because spice is used as a currency on some planets. Sometimes people can be paid in spice. And we can use that as a more off the books way to, let's say, purchase arms, information.
I will say, canonically,
Vehicles.
what Des has is Des is actually this planet's import contact for spice. Des does have means of getting spice brought in and given to them, and Des has been making his living selling spice to Lorne, basically. Des has been the middleman, the supplier to Lorne's drug empire. Calling it an empire is a bit of an exaggeration. He's not that big. But that is a tool that Des has. Is that you can basically turn credits into spice. As long as Des maintains a certain level of under the radarness, Des can turn credits into spice, and vice versa. Well,
so money's not an issue, really. We can.
Well,
we can get money.
You can.
It'll take time, but yeah.
Money is a bit of an issue because, you will need to figure some way of increasing the money, because right now,
I do have a way of increasing the money.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to
minus the car he had.
We're going to inflate the price of spice temporarily.
Okay, now see, that is something that you could do.
We're gonna introduce
if you were
a
to
scarcity.
So for example, you could. So here's something that Des has the ability to do. As I said, Des has the ability to get spice in, and basically you could turn your current amount of credits into spice at like the current market rate. If you could somehow so you could stockpile a bunch, and then if you could somehow make the price go up, you could then sell for much more than you bought it for.
Here's my plan. I distribute spice through Born. However, what's going to happen soon is that the amount of spice he can purchase for what he has been purchasing for is going to decrease. That means I'm going to be like, sorry, spice production is down. We're importing less, which means there's a scarcity in the market. You need to sell your product at a higher rate. So I will sell to Lauren at a higher rate and actually just order less spice for a while. And then spice production can ramp back up to normal once we have a good amount of liquid assets to use. One who controls the spice controls everything. Drums play, women lament.
So you're
This is complicated, but like it could actually work.
See it?
yeah.
What I'm essentially going to
Shit.
do is I'm going to lie to Madon.
Mm-hmm. You're basically
And
going
then he'll
to
have
so
to
you're
compensate.
so you're gonna basically raise your prices with Madon, without based on a lie, so you could get a bigger cut.
What I'm going to
Mhm.
do. No, what I'm going to do is introduce a scarcity of a product in a marketplace, which
Mhm.
means the available product price will go up.
Yes, but it's based on a lie. You're not actually
So
going
there'll
to
be
reduce.
less spice.
But
Yeah.
you.
No, I am going to reduce how much spice is brought in, but I'm going to say
Mhm.
that it's because spice production has taken a hit because of the Empire.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, you are correct. It is going
So
to be
it is-
based on a con.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot less like a plucky hero of rebellion and a lot more like a Nicaraguan revolutionary. Like
This is
in
how
a-
the pickles get pickled.
in a drug-fueled communist overthrow in South America. This is a lot more real than I was expecting.
I'm sorry that I know economics.
Sure.
I have
You're
a lot
going
of free time. I think about things while I'm doing things, so that gives me a lot of time to scheme for my role playing games.
Sure. This will obviously take time though, because
Yes.
but this could certainly provide some increase in your cash. But for right now, what we need to decide right now is first, are you doing this plan with the farm?
Yes.
I mean, it would get the senator on our side.
It would also get Sender in our pockets.
But okay, what else would we need? Could we need the supplies for? That
Do we actually have a plan to do something with them before we totally take them away from him?
If Dewey has a plan for that, then probably need to
talk with him about it.
Well,
I will say that anything GUI has right now, with a little bit of time, we can replace. And we need to bring GUI into this situation as well. We need to have them at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Our excuse can be he nicked a stolen car from a very hot rebel crime scene, which will be tracked soon. We're going to extract them from the situation. They need to leave the car and what's in the car. It can't be traced to them. We're going to get them out so that they can make another plan another day.
All right.
That's my thoughts. I'm going to go back to eating the rice on the floor.
I
haven't eaten in a few days. I've
talking
been
about drugs and everything.
I've been in the mail.
All right. Then I think let's commit to this this series of actions so I can narrate what happens.
We joined the rebellion.
Yeah. All right. You tell GUI to go and go drive to this this farm just outside of town, ditch the car, and that you will have people waiting there for him to drive him back. Trilla, calls Jafan and Tylo to go and pick up Gooey. Gooey drops the car off and then meets up with Tylo and Jafan, who deliver Gooey to the safe house before they head on out. On the way, Gooey has them pick up Anita, and the whole gang is now together. You catch Gooey up on all the details of what all exactly has transpired. And Dez sends the information to the senator, who promises to begin acting on it immediately. But it will be several hours or a day or so before that gets back to you. Meantime, Gooey is on board with this. He says, I agree. We need to capitalize on this. While you all are in the news, we have to start getting out our own narrative. We have to... We have to be... we have to be the rebellion. We need a name. We need to get out there. We need a video. We gotta get in the public eye. We can't let the Empire
I have a thought.
have sole control of the narrative. Yes.
I have a thought on the name. Now, hear me out. The Navigators. You put like a little hyphen in there. See, it's cute. It's like navigators, like we're navigating the justice for the people. And it's got Navi's name on it. Great for merch sales.
I was thinking something like the Corridon Liberation Army or something like that.
Yeah.
No, that's not. It's not like it's great. However, it's the same thing as the Empire. It's the same.
What?
You're giving them the same spoonful. It's like, oh, here's another military thing that's gonna come and do military things. We need something catchy, something cute that people can really be like, oh, what are the navigators doing? What are they doing? Not the Corridon Liberation Front. You sound weird.
About I have an idea. I'm raising my hand. What about the Dawnbringers?
That's good.
Oh.
You know, we're promising a new dawn, a new light to
A new hope.
the way that things have been.
That's good.
I love that, actually.
Disney should hire you or something.
One more time. Read it back to me.
The Dawnbringers.
Dawnbringers. It could work. You're like, hey, you want to join the Dawnbringers, kid? Get this cool jacket. It says DB on the back, and it's got a cool graphic. Y'all ever seen Edge Runners?
It's on my to-watch list.
I like it. Now imagine that. Oh my god, Davey, it's so fucking good.
I know. I've heard nothing but good things about it. When I finish watching Kaiji, I'll finally get around to it.
It's such a good show.
I like Dawnbringers. It's something we can get behind. It's something that people can understand well. And then maybe we have a section of the Dawnbringers called the Navigators.
I mean, listen, if you're really hooked on the Navi branding, I mean that's Navi's name. That's like, you know, maybe she should have some say in that.
I mean, I think it's
You
adorable.
want to be on a lunchbox, Navi?
I want to be on a lunchbox.
Navi herself can be known as the Navigator because that's what she's gonna be helping us do.
Yeah, so we all need you all need cool names.
Oh no.
Didn't we already? I feel like we already did a code name phase during one of our jobs.
That Echo, that was before we were in this situation.
Yes, wait. I understand. Okay. Navi can be a resistance general, and her troops and who they're in charge of will call the Navigators. So under the Dawnbringers, there's these sectional groups for organization. This is great for actually organizing this. We can organize it under people and names and specialities as well. Echo.
Gooey
Exactly.
is going to
Here we
speak
go.
up and say,
Get it? The Echoes.
Gooey's going to speak up and say, Des, I feel you are once again getting ahead of us. Right now, there are...
Oh, yeah.
8 members of the Dawnbringers. Sorry, 9. I didn't count. I forgot to count a bottler up there. So maybe sections are something to worry about later.
Yeah.
Yes.
We gotta get
Something
more people
to worry
first.
about, though.
Yes. First,
Yep. And
so
how do we get more people? Social media.
all right. I guess Echo, you're a tech expert. You should start up a social media account. Des, Ezra, let's film a TikTok.
Oh god.
Resistance going.
Okay.
Honestly,
What?
there could be some hard ass transitions with like the fucking force sword and the bass
Yeah.
drop and funk music.
Yes. Now. Here's what I'm thinking. In we're gonna do a series of videos about telling a base story about each of the in the public Dawnbringers. What this will do is let our narrative begin to be told, introduce us to the public, and we start by, of course, who's the most flashy. And right now, that's Ezra. With that forward sword. That's
I
gonna be
don't
the
know
thing.
if-
That's
I
gonna be
don't-
the draw.
I don't
It's not
I
something
don't
you see
know
all
if-
the time.
I don't know if we all need our own individual branding to start off with. I mean, it might even be better if I'm the only face behind this, because then it gives everybody else the ability to lie low and be more versatile, because I mean,
I'd say that there needs to be
I'm gonna let you guys continue discussing this. I'm going to go and
there's
refill my
already-
coffee. I'll be right back.
Go for it.
okay,
there's already 3 set faces. Echo can change. We can change them around. However, H4RO could also be changed, but will they? I would not want them to change. They're really cool how they are. They can draw on a lot of people. Navi can change with a lot of cosmetic alterations, but do they even want to do that? Ezra, I don't think you should change it, but the 3 of you are the ones that are in the spotlight as identifiable. 3
I mean-
videos released at 3 different times, introducing you all to the public. And then we get like, oh, who's your favorite Dawnbringer? We need to bring them in. It brings conversation.
Des, we are not doing this for popularity. We're doing this to start a rebellion. I don't know.
Yes, but we need to think in the mindset of popularity, because
Oh, gosh.
the rebellion needs to be popular. And we can do merch sales later and whatnot. What I'm trying to say is, what we do
Des,
is we tell your story first.
I'm going to get Trilla back out to direct the video scripts, because remember how I said we needed to negotiate the terms? You're not doing a whole lot of negotiating with me. You're just telling us how we're gonna do this, and I have some stipulations about it.
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, let's tell your story first, and you can tell that story.
Also, the idea of your citizens in Pacific City who are wandering around the alleyways. Hey man, you got any of those non-state approved TikTok memes? You're my plug. Hook me up.
Imagine. Yeah, it might get taken down, but people are gonna download that shit. Everything. What I'm saying is, I think we need to tell the story of our big three, and they need to do
Well,
that. I don't know you guys well enough. You know your own story. Tell us who you are,
it-
Ezra.
Des, like, the story angle is great and all, but I don't know how much of a story that can be.
Old yet?
You have a tragic tale. You pull on heartstrings.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, like, what are Haro and Navi gonna talk about?
Haro's cool gunslinger. Navi, techie, good with their hands, mechanic. They
this
relate. They
this is
relate
about-
to everyone. They're like,
How does
hey, Navi's relatable. Ezra's
How
an
does it-
icon. H4R is a cool badass. They're who can I relate to? Who do I want to be? Who
Trilla,
can I be?
Des is talking about making us TikTok influencers again.
Yeah.
Okay, Des.
Speaking.
Remember our goal here. We're not.
This gets us to our goal.
No.
Oh my god, why won't you just make a few videos with me?
Is that what this is apparently about? Yes.
No, there's nothing. I'm trying. We need to build a foundation and have a plan here.
Yes.
We
Okay.
need to disseminate our story and information. And I think we do that with cool lighting effects and angles. I've always wanted to
Trilla
be a
sighs
director.
and says, "Presentation
cinema.
does matter, but keep in mind we're not trying to be influencers here, except in the literal sense of influencing public opinion."
Yeah.
But Des is correct that we should, but not all of you necessarily need to be. It is beneficial to us if some of you still be incognito.
Yeah, like, Haro's cool and all, and he might be a great face for getting attention, but then everyone knows we have a murder-kill droid, and I think, like, the Haro being sprung upon the general unsuspecting public, as much as possible hiding all of the tricks up his many sleeves, might be for the best, but, I mean, what do I know? I'm the one who got us into this situation.
Or say if you want to be a star.
Yes.
So we can start.
I think we should start with.
Hold on, real quick. Can Echo use his area knowledge of the dig site to know if it would be any more or less easier to send out a pirate signal to the city, or is the dig site the same legally as the city where they'll just take down whatever we put up in 10 minutes, or is there less restrictions?
So because you have area knowledge, I'm not gonna have you roll. I'm just gonna give this to you. The digs, the underwater section is legally speaking under Imperial, jurisdiction. All of the same laws apply. That said, Imperial officers cannot breathe underwater, and there aren't exactly a great deal of Aquaranid Imperial loyalists. So it would using setting up your broadcast, setting up your pirate broadcast from under the sea would probably make it safer. You would still need to you would still want to bounce it around, right? But it would. An ocean is a pretty good proxy to be behind.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it prevents them from just pulling up in a cop car outside your studio.
Yeah.
Okay, step 1. Get an oil rig for a pirate.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that could be. Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
I think that because Marilyn isn't here to have an opinion, I think for now, you just use Ezra as the face, and if Marilyn wants H4RO to be in there in the future, they can be added in.
That's phase 2.
That's phase 2. Right now,
Yeah.
phase
What about
1.
Navi?
I have not decided on being the face.
Mhm.
That is something that you decided.
I know. That's why I'm saying, what about Navi?
I'll think about it.
Think about all the navigators.
Again, perhaps that's for phase 2. So for phase 1, I think Ezra is going to be your face here, and you're gonna put together a video to get out on social media, sort of introducing yourselves and what's going on. So the question I have is, what is the content of this announcement of the existence of the Dawnbringers?
I think we tell the personal stories in a little bit. Like, we wait on that
Mm-hmm.
until you're already in the public social
Once
social
people
media
are
scene
asking who
more.
are the Dawnbringers,
I think introduction.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to know what the Dawnbringers are. And they also need to see Ezra and the Force Sword, because that's going to be like our clickbait, essentially.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then we tell it's got to be short, quick,
Mhm.
20 seconds, brief dossier, not too wordy, straight to the point, and then
Just like
it
a
comes
little
up Ezra's
little
face.
manifesto.
We know who that is. Exactly. We know who Ezra is. We've seen them. Wanted posters, everything. Introduction to Dawnbringers, what we stand for, quiet, fade to black, Force Sword, on guard, and video.
Are we sure we want to end on the Force Sword? If it's our most dramatic asset, we might want to have it, what if it starts in like a black room or something, and then it's like, oh, Force Sword, and it's the source of light, and it's like, oh, look, it's Ezra.
Yes.
Oh, I like
dramatic.
I thought about that too, and I feel like
Ooh,
if we show
and
the
Ezra's
Force
Force Sword is
people
yellow,
are gonna
so it totally works with Dawnbringer. I just realized that.
exactly.
Oh shit!
If we show the Force
It's
Sword
almost like
first,
I planned this.
if we show the Force Sword first, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, cool, a Force Sword, blah blah blah." But if we show Ezra first, people are gonna be like, "Okay, Ezra, but where's the Force Sword?" And then we do the message, and they're like,
they're
"Oh,
gonna-
no Force Sword," and then
You're
boom,
telling me they're gonna
Force
be
Sword.
watching it to see the Force Sword instead of getting distracted when they see it when they start out, Des?
Exactly.
Smartest thing you've said all day.
Then
Alright.
Ezra has to include their catchphrase at the end. I killed a police station full of people.
No! Oh my gosh.
And then it's like lightsaber on. Ezra says, "Will you help bring the dawn?"
Will
And then
you kill a police
fade to
station
black.
full of people?
Stop about that. Never happened. That never happened.
There was there were no Force Swords. There was no Force Sword injuries recorded at that event. That is unrelated.
You cannot tie it to me.
It's really the only thing they've executed successfully so far.
I think that's a good shoot for the video.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Can I get my little clappy action thingy?
Is it dead
Clapper?
size? Did you
Yeah,
manage
it
to
would
find a
have to be.
frog size movie clapper?
I'll have to order it on Spaces On or whatever I was shipped through.
Empire is on.
I can always just, I can just pretend that I have one.
You just get 2 pieces of rice and collect them together.
Exactly.
Gotta say, did not expect this would be how this game ends up going at all. But
It's literally because like it's content creation and that's what we're doing right now.
That's all I know how to do.
It's what I'm trying to be good at. Like
It's getting pretty meta.
it is.
All right. So, you begin, or you all work together. You black out one of the rooms in the safe house. You start filming this this video to put up on your social media. Echo, goes through. Hey, thank you for the follow, Nelson. Thank you. Echo goes through the process of setting up the no social media accounts for your Dawnbringer rebellion against the Empire. Going through all of the appropriate computer security systems, setting up a VPN and everything, and making sure that they cannot trace this new social media account back to your current position. Echo is computer expert, hacker. They can definitely make that happen. And using whatever VPN service wants to sponsor my next video. Hit me up. Hit me up, all of you, if you want to sponsor me. But for now, it's an anonymous space VPN.
Yes.
And gets everything situated. And you put up that first video. And needless to say, it will begin going viral. Now, I need to know, because I think we're approaching the limits of what can be done today. So, what I need to know is what sort of action the Dawnbringers are going to be looking at getting into next time. Dez's plan for manipulating the price of spice will bring in some money, but it's not going to be enough to fund a rebellion. So you need you need to be thinking about ways you can get money. Right now, you have enough weapons for your current team, but it may be something you want to stockpile weapons. If you want to be able to arm people, if you pull people to your cause, you might need weapons. You lack explosives.
Yeah.
So absolutely, yeah, absolutely. If you want to, you may want to be acquiring explosives. That might be at the same time as getting weapons, or that might be something else. High explosives are things you don't have. Or you can try. I suppose another thing you need is more people of power in your pocket. Other, influential rich people. You have Senator Arkman, and that's a big deal. He's part of the planetary, Senate. But he is only one senator. So I want to kind of know what is the next goal of the Dawnbringers?
I need to meet with Arkman, preferably to be introduced to his wife, who is most likely more on the high-class social scene, where Senator Arkman is more on the high-class governmental scene. Now, during the conversation that I had with Arkman and his wife in the room, and a guard who was dripping balls, was before I asked. Actually, while I asked Arkman if he actually sympathized with rebels or if he was just a collector, he looked to his wife, and his wife nodded to him, essentially
Mm.
getting some understanding or permission. I think that the wife can be an avenue into one, more information, and two, the social wealth scene of the planet. Because what do people want when they have tons of money? They want more money. And we can offer them more money in the long run if they hedge their bets with us.
All right. So I'm taking
Basically,
notes
let's
for
go-
next session's goal.
let's go
Des
to a
wants to meet with
fancy-
Mrs. Arkman, get in with the rich socialites.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to a fancy space party.
Echo.
It's a side goal, but I mean, if we're gonna be doing the Empire stuff and be getting some getting more down to business, I
Mhm.
want to study the Chi Walker orb. I want to look
Yes.
into the orb.
Right.
Ponder the
orb moment.
Right. I promised.
moment.
I promised you an orb moment. We could maybe fit that in at the end of the session, but I think maybe saving that for next time might be good. So Lux orb moment. Okay, it's in my notes. All right.
Echo would like to put out some feelers for a space out at sea or at the dig site.
Mm-hmm.
Do this pirate
Like,
broadcast.
get a home base out of the sea?
Yeah, get a home base because we can't live in this
Yeah, you know?
safe house.
That would be cool.
Oh, all right. Echo wants to set up a home base in the ocean. I'm gonna say the sea,
I would say underwater.
underwater,
Yeah.
Under the sea. Where the rebellion must
under
be.
the sea. My notes say now under the sea. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. All right. So we've got meeting a bunch of rich people. Lux staring into an orb. Echo setting up a base under the sea. These are all very good objectives for next time.
I'd say the
I
first
love
thing
it.
we need to do is explain everything to H4RO.
Well,
Yeah.
yes,
Or
doubtlessly.
tell them
Doubtlessly,
they really need to watch them up.
doubtlessly, the first 30 minutes of next session is going to be Marilyn being like, "Hey guys, what I miss?" and everybody just stares into the void.
The Void Empire.
Yes.
Oh, we became TikTok influencers.
Yes.
We've joined
This
the
is not a
dark
joke.
side.
Haro
Can I
wakes up,
show off
and
my
then
gun
they
spinning?
just see
tricks?
Haro wakes up and then they
Honestly-
just see Echo with an eye patch on the Metal Gear Solid 5 oil tanker.
No, Haro's like the video of that guy doing the revolver Ocelot gun trick.
Oh my god.
All right. Yes, and then Navi and Gooey.
Yeah.
Gooey will get you into some.
Do you think they're... Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, you say your thing.
No. You say your thing. It's probably better.
No, I was wondering,
Uh-huh.
because, the Neogens, we were, robo-slaves, basically.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if they would, be sympathetic to rebellion, because, we were already being enslaved by an evil empire.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, try and get some more of us.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So Gooey and Navi looking for more rebel sympathizing Neogens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because your people have sort of a complicated relationship with the Empire.
Oh yeah.
In that
They freed us, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
an empire.
Yeah, because you were originally controlled by your people were originally basically enslaved by the witches of Machua.
Yeah.
They use spells to enforce obedience on you, and use you as a labor force and soldiers. But eventually, you were able to break free as the more advanced versions of you were created to break free and lead the rebellion. But the Void Empire supported your rebellion. They provided arms and armor. So your people, because the Matua Empire was a rival of the Void Empire. So, Neogens are, in exchange for this military support, the Neogen Republic, after the war, did officially join the Void Empire. So there are certainly some of your people who are who will say, "Oh yeah, the Empire's not perfect, but they helped us win our freedom." We're more free now under the Empire than we ever were under the Witches. But absolutely, there may be quite a few who see things aren't that different. Those like Gooey and Navi.
Question about that.
Yeah.
By witches,
Chi witches, yes.
You don't.
Chi witches.
So I enslaved Navi's people.
No. There are more than one. There's more than one witch tradition.
Okay.
Your people are not the Matua Empire.
Nice.
Or
are we? Plans.
We did not enslave those people. Sit.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, oh, is there bad blood between me and Navi?
No,
what
but there.
Navi
Well, I mean, there might be. Navi might distrust your mind-altering, chi powers. Des, because
that makes sense.
Navi, your people were basically, controlled by people with powers not entirely unlike Des.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little guy though.
It's true. That does score you some points, honestly.
You could step on Des and kill him, which does, does sort of.
I would feel weird on your foot.
I would, yeah.
It would
be weird.
It would.
Weird as hell.
It would be kind of cold and slimy.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's probably a good place for us to hang things for this week.
I agree.
We have. I know what we're doing next time. I know what I'll need to prep. So, welcome to the rebellion.
I didn't know there was an orb moment planned. I would have backtracked some of my shenanigans.
It's all right. The orb will be the orb will open with the orb moment next time. Hook 'em with the exciting stuff right off the top, right off the bat. Is somebody going to redeem the orb moment or not, or do I have to do it?
Oh no!
Maybe
Wait, here, hold on.
time?
I have way too many channel points. Let me where is it? There we go.
There we go. Now I can be.
Let's go.
There. Now we can wrap things up with an orb moment here. Before we begin with the orb moment next time. But yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everyone for playing. Please check out. Please check out my stuff. If you're interested in playing in a TTRPG with me, you can do so over on my startplaying.games/gm/kb page. I've got a retrofuturism game that's it's had its first session, but you can still hop in by the second one if you want. Tales of the Solar Patrol. And I also got a Goblin Slayer game, which plays every other Sunday. using the Goblin Slayer TTRPG system. So hey, you can still join that if either of those sound interesting to you. If you want to support the stream, the best, while we absolutely appreciate subs and bits and Prime subs and all those things, the best way to support the channel is to donate to us directly over on my Ko-fi page. That is the best way to support the stream, and your tips are very greatly appreciated. If you want to check out the archives of all of the streams we have done here together, or any of my video game streams, you can check those out over on the VODs channel on YouTube that I just linked there. And also, if you want to check out our new scripted content, Angelic Encounters, you can check that out at the second video down there, second link down there. The last video I gave up was a conflict example of the system Torchbearer, which is a very cool system, very unique. I still want to run a one shot of it in the near future, but I haven't scheduled that yet. Yeah, so go check that out. My next video is going to be on a very non-controversial topic that will not have any hot takes at all about fudging dice. That's a joke. That's a joke, son. That will be very, very controversial opinions, I'm sure.
I'll wait to see your macros.
They're literally on screen. I think my opinion, considering I roll everything in the open, I think my opinion is pretty well documented. But watch my video anyway when it comes out. Hopefully gonna be able to film that this week, but maybe it won't be till next week. This week's kind of busy, and I got a wedding this weekend. So not my wedding. I'm going to a wedding.
Okay. I was gonna say congratulations, but anyway.
Right, and of course, follow me on my socials, Twitter and Blue Sky, to get updates about all the stuff that I do. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Zed, for the tip on Ko-fi, which went through just a moment ago. We're going to...
You can get some nuggets with it if you want.
It comes with chicken nuggies?
I know you don't eat nuggets.
I mean...
the price of chicken nuggets is included in there.
Okay.
You have McDonald's money now.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it. I will use it for burgers or something.
Nice.
Burger.
Burger.
All right, we're gonna do.
I like chicken burgers.
Yep, we're going to go and raid someone. We'll raid. Let's see. It looks like. Oh, Cosmo is playing right now. VT Genesis.
They go by Genesis now.
Yes, VT Genesis.
Yeah, they go by Genesis. Your Muse Gloop Queen is on too.
Yes, I saw.
But Genesis is doing Mommy Vampire game.
No, they're playing Resident Evil 4. That's not Mommy Vampire game.
Is that not Mommy Vampire game?
That's 7.
No,
that's Village.
Yeah, that's
7.
It's the one that's the acronym of my name.
Oh, it looks like
VII.
It looks like Genesis is getting ready to end stream. They're on their talking page and they've been going for 5 hours. So we will go to Gloop.
Jeez.
We will go to Gloop Queen instead. All right. The raid screen has changed, but I will start raid.
All right.
All right. So thank you all again for everyone for watching. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night,
everybody.
It was nice.
Farewell, travelers. All right.
I clicked the button. I don't know if it worked.
That was good.
Yes, it did. Okay.